You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the credo of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal, the unity and development of a strong, conquering and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.
Wow. Dear African people worldwide, for one Africa, the Africa that we want. Today, we are breaking up. We are starting with what we call the Solidarity Alarm 1212 Ubuntu. Mark it on your calendars. Every Sunday, we're going to come out here on this topic, Solidarity Alarm 1212 Ubuntu Love. Now, people are already watching and asking, what is it all about? You do know that our continent, Africa, has been hijacked with political, Western ideologies, religious beliefs, all sort of structures. The African has never known what is the origin of being an African. Today, we want to strike on the solidarity alarm, which means when you see us come up every Sunday on Solidarity Alarm, it means something is burning somewhere, be it in the on the continent or in the diaspora, or something is just happening somewhere in a family somewhere, or in a village, or in a compound, anywhere on the continent. Today, we want to break up what is called the xenophobia. Xenophobia. I mean, what's that we never heard from our ancestors, from our great-great-grandparents? Where is this word coming from? Why is it causing a lot of problems among Africans on the continent, everywhere? We heard about it for the past 3 years, xenophobia in South Africa, xenophobia everywhere. Today, we want to break up this alarm, this solidarity alarm, to raise a global awakening for what has been going on the continent for centuries, and nobody is talking about it. What is xenophobia? Is it an African culture? Is it something that we inherited from the colonialists? When they invaded our continent, we're talking about even Congo, starting from Congo, and to steal the minerals and resources and everything. And now they had to partition the people and break the people and put them against one another. So xenophobia is not an African theory. Xenophobia is the opposite of Ubuntu. Xenophobia is that hate where an African brother and sister would hate his own brother and sister living in the same country. This is not African. Everything we come up with on Ubuntu Solidarity 1212 is not African. Please wake up, dear Africans. An African can never raise a voice against another African living in their land. Where does this come up from? So we have the initiator and the prince and the king of Ubuntu, 1212, this solidarity code that each time an African would hear this 1212 Ubuntu, you're going to remember one thing, only one thing. I am because you are. When you hear the code 1212, 1212, I repeat, 1212, it is the solidarity alarm for the African wherever you are on the planet to know that you are there because another brother or sister that is African exists. So we're going to cut off all these barriers that is causing this disunity among us because this is not African. Solidarity 1212 alarm alert means this is African. This is Ubuntu. This is who we are. I cannot exist without you. You cannot exist without me. So we're going to cut off all this indisciplined attitude that we inherited through our colonialists who are divided, whose agenda is only just to divide and conquer. But this is not African. So what is African is what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to focus on the issue of xenophobia with the case study of South Africa. Now we understand South Africa. Why even South Africa? Why did they not just say Azania? That's who we are. Azania is African. But South Africa is something else. It's like two countries in Azania. What is happening? So the self-hate on the continent of Africa and Africans must stop. That is solidarity alarm of 1212. The self-hate. I am hating myself and thinking that I hate somebody else. So if I take the case of South Africa, if I hate a Zimbabwean or a Zimbabwean hate a South African or a Cameroonian or a Nigerian or a Gambian, any person, if you hate another brother and sister on your space, these colonial spaces and boundaries that was imposed upon us, you are just hating yourself. You are not hating the other person. You are hating yourself. So today we want to break down those boundaries. There is nothing like, this is my African South Africa. This is my Zimbabwean. This is my Cameroonian. This is my, I don't know what, Ghanaian. This is my Gambian. This is my Nigerian. There is nothing. All these agendas were brought to us by the colonialists who had to cut us. And of course, King Maponga Joshua calls it the Treaty of Congo, the Congo Treaty, where they sat in Berlin and our land and our properties when they came to stole, and then they call it is a divided Africa. This is not African, my people. This is not. We have to stop the self-hate among us. We heard young leaders like Julius Malema come up to say we have to stop it. African belongs to Africa worldwide. Now we do know it is not even only the geographical space and that map that they have chopped us into pieces. No, wake up. Wake up. If you see me, I see you, we are one. That's why it's difficult for me to sit on the show here and say, I come from Cameroon or I come from Nigeria. I come from this. I am African. So all of you would have to put this word African on your name, whether it's Azania or what. Put it on your name. My name is Dr. Susan Tata Africa. Your name is, I don't know what, Julius Africa. Your name is who I don't know, Africa. So we are one and indivisible. Nothing like this is my space. You come to take my job. You come to take my land. You come to take my, I don't know what. No, Africa is so rich and so comfortable and can accommodate all of us. So now we're going to get into the theory of Ubuntu 1212 Africa for Africans worldwide. One Africa worldwide. For melanated, for even our brothers in all the colors, they all come from Africa. Come on, give me a break. So what is the fight about? So I want to welcome all of you that are joining in. Thank you. You're connecting from all over Africa and the world so that we can begin to look at what Solidarity 1212 is all about. We have a continent to feed. We have the poorest of the poorest, the voices of the voiceless. So many. These are the majority. We cannot talk about one Africa without feeding our people. We cannot talk about one Africa when we don't feel the pain of those that are disabled, that cannot feed one another. So today we're coming up to say, if you are a comfortable Africa, you have to share with the poor of the poorest. We know Africans that cannot even feed themselves. We know Africans that cannot pay their medical bills. But in the diaspora, we're comfortable. We drive big cars. We buy all kind of brands. What about your people? That's why the world is laughing at us. We are ashamed with ourselves. So we should stop the blame game. We should stop baby crying thing. Oh, they did it to us. Cut your own property and give to the needy. That is Ubuntu. Ubuntu means we have to take care of one another. If it is raining in any part of the world, it is raining on each of us. That's African. African is not all about myself. African means we study this program. Our children, our people that are well-to-do, whether on the continent or in the diaspora, they have to support the needy on the continent. We are a church. Let me just say a church that is practical. We have to take care of the poor. We are not going to ask you to give us any money. It's not about you giving money to us. No, not even a penny we don't need. Give it to your neighbors that are suffering, that cannot take care of their children, that maybe for one reason or the other, they cannot work. They are disabled, but they have families. They have relatives. Every day we skip them on the road and go and pray to God. Which God? The God is the one that you see. Is your neighbor that cannot feed himself, that don't have food, that don't have water, that don't have clothes. That's the God we are talking about. Africans, if you don't see the God that is a physical brother that looks like you, stop talking about any God. The God that exists is the one that you see, that looks like you, that is created in your image, that needs your support and need it right now. So we should stop blaming other people why we're not taking care of our own. We should stop driving big cars in Soweto, passing our people in slums and going to churches and talking about African love and talking about unity and talking about we are the most happiest people. No, we have millions of Africans to feed. We have millions that are suffering, that are lying in the hospitals. They cannot even pay a single bill. And we talk about Ubuntu and we talk about we are generous people. No, we are not doing what we're supposed to do. If you don't see your brother as your God in that image that you were created, don't go to that church. That church is not for you. That church is to enrich others. The gift that you are going to put at that offering, take it and just feed one another. Take it and pay a bill for one another. Take it and sponsor a children to school. That is the Africa that we want. That is the Ubuntu. So we are starting this solidarity alarm today. You in the diaspora must adopt a child on the continent. You must adopt a village. You must adopt a compound. You must adopt a community. We want to see you come up. You must adopt. Don't say we are in the diaspora. We cannot come to the continent. Yes, you cannot come to the continent, but you can want somebody on the continent. We have people that are incarcerated for no reason, for being freedom fighters. Their children are rotting back because they can't go to school. You can sponsor a child for 1 year, $100 or 100 euros or 500 or even 1,000. It's not the cost of your micro course that you go and buy a handbag, a brand, and put money into China, Gucci's and all that, and right brands. We are just being not proactive to the Africa that we want. So I'm calling up all of you today. We will have to chop off our salaries and take care of the needy. And so all of us would be that sing song of happy people, generous people that we are. We can never be complete. Africa will never be united when we still have too much children on the street that are fatherless and motherless children. Today is the alarm 12-12. You need to wake up, Africans. It's about our own solutions for ourselves. Nobody is going to do this. Sometimes we come here, we talk too much politics, we talk too much business, we talk too much economy. Our business is taking care of the poor. That is the solidarity alarm 12-12. That's our business from today. We are never going to talk about any other things. We have our other educational programs that are coming on the Pan-African Daily every day. We have all the scholars that are educating us about the brainwash, how we can see ourselves as one people. That's something else. But this one that we are starting every Sunday is called Solidarity 12-12 Ubuntu Love. We want to see how you love one another. Look at all these celebrities, Black. Look at everybody that say, I work my money for myself. Oh, I'm lucky. I'm this and that. It's a lie. It is God that gave you that possibility as a Black man and a Black woman to breed and to live so that you can support one another. If Europe is calling solidarity to its own people, they're helping their people, it's because it is their own generation. You can do it, African. You can do it. We must not have enough to do it. We must not have too much to do it. We must not build skyscrapers and drive along and look at the poor and say it's because I'm lucky. No, you are not lucky. You are just favored. And the moment you are blessed like that, it's a station for you. You have to give it to every other person. So I just want us to be on board, share this conversation as we get back to studio to meet the prophet of 12 until we would share with one another. Africa can never be united despite our resources. We have everything to do it, and the time is now. So thank you so very much for joining us tonight. I'm going back to the studio to meet this prophet right here, handsome as he is, sitting and waiting to break that news out there. What is Solidarity Alarm 12-12? Over to you, Prophet Karanja.
Thank you very much, Queen Susan. I'm moved. I don't even know where to start, you know? I don't even know where to start. You put it out there just the way it's supposed to be put. Wow. I just wish we can all have that fire, you know? It moves me, it ignites me, you know, from the beginning of your speech, as you speak. I've gone through several phases as I'm listening to you. I've taken me through like meditation. You fire, relax, you know, meditate, calm, reflect. Oh, I don't even know what else to say. I don't even know where to start, Queen Susan. Thank you very much for this. I wish we can all catch that fire.
We must catch it. We must catch the fire, because when you came up with the 12-12 Solidarity Ubuntu, not just because I'm a 12-12 girl, but what is that message and that vision that was given to you for Africans to rise up and support their poor? What was that?
Well, the 12-12 epiphany happened. You know, I just received a message and like, because I was seeking what is it that we can do after, you know, observing and trying to figure out what's going on. You know, you ask yourself, what's going on in this world? You look at this side, people are crying, people are demonstrating this. Then you are like, what is happening? And there have been a lot of approaches and attempts, and a lot of work have been done towards, you know, solving the situation we find ourselves in as a humanity or as human beings. Then you ask yourself, why is it still like it's still continuing? Is it like it's not? Is it something that we cannot solve, or is it that we are not doing what is supposed to be done? So I was like, what's possible? Because even if we demonstrate, we go and riot and do everything, later then something will still come up here, there. You are wondering, what is it? What is it? It's like a human condition we are in, which is like, it's just confusing. So when this epiphany when I was in that moment of that seeking, is when I received that epiphany of 1212. So it first came as in a form of a number, because I was like wondering what can we do. And then a number showed up, and then I was like, what can I do, or what can we do with a number? And that's when I was told, or the revelation was like, let Africans group themselves in 12, in groups of 12, and let them embrace each other. Let them become like a body, like the way the body is, the way it is. It has different functions, various parts. You have the hair, you have everything you have on your body. But you realize you cannot even finish analyzing the body itself. So use number 12, let these people, 12 of them, become like the body, just like one. Let them become one, and let them live in Ubuntu, and let them look at each other, take care of each other, and whatever one of them is doing, let it become an initiative of every one of them among them, such that they are for one another and for each other in every way, looking there. And also, even if it's marketing, if your friend is also doing this and that, market each other, see what you can do to improve each other and to secure each other. And then when this happens and people are able to do this from wherever they are, either at home or abroad, or it doesn't matter where you are, if people are able to do this, then we keep on doing it. And at the same time, we set the solidarity alarm, 12:12 p.m. You know, some people ask, what is the importance of a mere alarm? You want me to set an alarm, then what? But it's funny, because most of the people who also don't want to believe that an alarm has an impact, they are the same people who will say we have power in mind, we have power in intention, we have power in. So you find that we contradict ourselves. We know about certain things, yet we don't apply them. You also find people who believe that a donkey or any animals in the Bible were speaking. They don't want to believe that I received an epiphany, or I had a telepathic transmission with pigeons, because this is how it started. It started with some pigeons, and it's a whole new, it's a whole story of it. It can even be a movie, you know. So you find we contradict ourselves, and this is maybe why we end up being confused. It's like we are just confused in this world, because even in the Bible, or even when you look at life, basically, when you speak about God, everyone who speaks about God, and God says clearly, each one of you is God. Like even the Bible says, ye are gods. So I don't even understand why someone would go into xenophobia, because then that means you forgot that is God you are seeing, as you put it. God is who is in front of you. Then when you look at, you analyze the human condition, you realize we are somehow confused, and we don't remember we are God. Because if you remember you are God, then all this drama stops. Because, you know, you remember, this is God I'm seeing, I am God. So if you are God, why would you even be so materialistic? Because everything belongs to you at the end of the day. Why would you even chase someone? Because you are God. You own everyone and everything. And then the other person is also God, and there's no other person. It's just oneness. So you see, we forgot this, and now we are in a certain situation. So the 12-12, when people form these galaxies and embrace Ubuntu amongst themselves, no matter where they are, so, and then they network. We network, and then we make it, 12 people here. Then maybe you are 12 groups who are of 12, then you are 144. And then you are doing the same thing. How far can it go? At the end of the day, maybe everyone in this world will find themselves in a certain galaxy, which is connected to certain galaxies, and they are embracing Ubuntu from the smallest unit of the galaxy, or first of all, at personal level. Because you realize when you set the solidarity alarm, you have embraced Ubuntu at personal level. It is an acknowledgement that I am with all that is. I am living not individually anymore. It's like now confirming I am because we are, or I am with all that is. So at that personal level, you have done it. And then at an extent of a group, the 12 people, we call them the nuclear galaxy with 12 people. Then you do the same. Then at an extent of the noble galaxy of 144 people, which is comprised of 12 groups or 12 galaxies. So they make 12, if 12 galaxies of 12 people come together, they make a noble galaxy. And if that noble galaxy then has another noble galaxy, and then maybe 12 of them also come together and they do the same. So how far can it go? At the end of the day, maybe everyone in this world will find themselves in a galaxy. And at the end of the day, that means we become one. So you will stop hearing all these kind of wars, because even what, like the case we are having in Russia and Ukraine, these fights, maybe they at the end of the day they will end, because you will not see the sense of fighting. What are you fighting? Why are you fighting? And then, I mean, maybe that's what will solve the human condition. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to see the impact that it can bring. So talking about xenophobia in South Africa or in parts of Africa, what is xenophobia? And someone giving this, sometimes I try to look at the words we use and the definitions. So what is the difference between xenophobia and, like, for example, in Kenya or in many African countries, you find politics are based on ethnicity or tribal divisions, and sometimes it becomes like for example, people start intimidating each other during elections, and then some tribes are telling others, we are going to chase you from this place, yet it's in the same country. So it's also that xenophobia, but we call it tribalism. But how different is it? Because they chase them, they say, we don't want you people, you are another tribe from other places, yet it's in the same country. So when we go at a larger scale of the continent, that's when you now start speaking about xenophobia, because now you are seeing nationalities. Now you are seeing it's not tribes, you are seeing a country. Yeah, my country. You see, these my tribe, my area, my country. And then when you get bigger, then it becomes again maybe racism, my race. And what, at the end of the day, what is it? We are suffering something that is that division, that kind of separation, and everyone is seeing my. So maybe when we apply this formula, and at the end of the day, everyone embraces Ubuntu and sets the solidarity alarm 12 p.m. The action of setting is another science, and we know it, because we know all these things. Yet we don't apply what we know. We just, at the end of the day, sometimes I just wonder what is happening. Or maybe is this what life is just supposed to be like? Because if I am God, you are God, and everything else is God, then does it mean that God is wrong, or does it mean that whatever is happening is just what is supposed to happen? I find myself asking such a question at some point, because if you realize, like, for example, let's take these examples in Bible, because this is the records we can use. When Moses was told to put down the stick, and the stick changed and became snake, what does that mean? It means the stick, all this time, the stick was snake, but it had taken the form of a stick. Why? Because Moses needed a stick, not a snake, earlier. But the time Moses needed a snake, the stick became a snake, because the stick by itself is God. So, and God can take any form. And when you look at it from that angle, then you realize even Moses himself was God. Even Pharaoh himself was God. Even the children of Israel and the Egyptian and all this drama, at the end of the day, you realize all this is God. So you ask yourself, then what is happening here? What kind of a situation are we finding ourselves in? And how can we solve it? What can we do? Do we have to do something, or do we just have to live and accept it? But then we come down to the situation of Black people and Africans, and then we start to look at what is affecting us as Black people or as Africans, because we have accepted to be defined as Black people. We don't even want to ask, what does it mean to be called a Black person? What is Black? Where is Black? What do you mean by Black? Is it my beard or my hair, or what is Black? What is the thing that you are calling Black? Because if it's hair, even Chinese, they have black hair. So are they also Black? If it's my color of the skin, I see chocolate. So why are you not saying chocolate? So we say we are Black people. Why are we Black? From which angle is it Black? Then maybe you say Africans. Okay, Africans. So what is Africa? Is the land? So when you look at the continent, if you want to mean we are Africans because of the continent, and then we reverse time. When we reverse time, we can see back in the days before a lot of expansion, because people expand. So they started where? They started in Africa, or most of the life was starting there, and expanding. So that if you want to say Africans is because of that geographical thing. So does it mean even the Europeans or even everyone else is an African because long time ago they came from there? So I mean, what is the basis of identity? This is the question. Because if it's Black, I don't really get it. I don't see the angle where you define me as Black. I'm not. Someone would please try to tell me why I am Black, and someone else like a Chinese is not Black, yet they have black hair. And I am not chocolate, yet my skin is chocolate, or it's brown, or what? What is this generalization and the definition? What are they using? And if it's the land, then that means every human being is an African. Because if we reverse back, it shows we all evolved or came from there and spread. So the human condition, we have to maybe come down and ask ourselves very fundamental questions, and why we defend this division, these divided identities, and why we think we are doing good in life just because someone else is doing bad. Because what is the basis we use to see that we are doing good? You think you are doing good because you are driving a car and someone else is not driving that car. That is the basis of feeling good. I'm living good because you are doing something others are not, or you're feeling like you're privileged because you are eating pizza and someone else is not able to afford it. Then you think you are using an expensive phone. Then you think you are doing good in life just because there are other people who cannot afford it. Or you are wearing clothes that other people cannot afford, then that gives you the feeling of feeling good. That's really bad of us. I mean, that's that situation we find ourselves in, that condition. Maybe we ask ourselves, what is the basis of all these definitions we are using, or all these whatever, where we find ourselves in? And maybe when we set the solidarity alarm, we embrace each other. I just said it and say, I am because we are. And I continue living because I don't want to feel good than someone else. I don't want to think that I'm doing better because someone else is doing worse. I don't want to take selfies being in, you can take them. But even if you are taking them, have some internal, conversation. Am I taking it to just post and people see I'm doing better than them? Or am I taking it to post and people see some other side of life where I am and they are not there? Why are you doing it? Why are you posting the pizza you are eating? You can post and show us different types of foods. Or you can be posting just to feel better than others. So maybe when we start this conversation, then you see even that xenophobic attacks and tribalism and colonization will stop.
This is deep. It is self-reflection. Why do I do something? What are my intentions to do it? And exactly like what you're saying, these are some of the things that we do unconsciously. And we're talking about being conscious as Africans. We're talking about brainwash. We're talking about, oh, everything is because our brains have been programmed. If our brains were programmed, but we still wake up and do other things, so something is not adding up. Yes, we might have had an education that actually did not define us, but what makes you think this thing is good, this one is bad? What is the feeling that you have? Okay, if I'm privileged, is because I'm living standard and this person not. We take clear examples of village. I always say it. And if you look at the village, even the way our continent, or even the way we are people, our people are, I'm coming back to you, Prince. It's a whole circle. And in the circle, nobody is more than another person. That's the concept of the African village and a psychology of Ubuntu. We are just a space that is going round and round. And in a circle, nobody is more than the other. Now, but when we take the other Western standard and the other civilizations that came to us, they have a static way. It is like a one-way street. So I don't go in the circle to come back. So if I started on top, I will not come back at the bottom. I'm just going. Does that embrace these two circles? Does that embrace the galaxy of I am because you are? No, we don't meet at some point. It's just a one-way street, and it's always continuing ahead, right? Number two, you talked about the 12-12. Could it also be, if we want to use even the psychology of the Bible or the tradition of the Western Bible, to say even Jesus and the number 12 makes a whole lot of sense, and his 12 disciples? Why 12?
Wow. Yeah, you see, it looks like 12 is a code, you know? It looks like it's a certain code, because even having 12 months in a year, it's not a coincidence. And also, what else we have? We have 12 like everywhere. Where else do we have? Like even 12 hours in a day. You see, you find we have 12 hours in a day and 12 hours in a night. So 12 is like, what's happening? What's in this code 12? You can try to, maybe we can try to go and dig deeper and try. Maybe we discover more and more, because we are using, like, it's like we are following number 12 in every aspect of life, but unconsciously, without knowing it, because everyone is having 12 hours a day. Everyone is having 12 hours a night. And everyone is having an year of 12, months, or the 12, So like, what are we living? What are we living in number 12? It's another.
And the 12 disciples. And the 12 disciples.
12 disciples. You see, why 12? And also the 12 tribes
apostles,
of,
or what?
Yeah, 12
same,
apostles.
12 tribes of the Israelites.
Yeah, so why 12? Why 12? And sometimes maybe the written things are written in a ways that when you just read, you are not understanding it, until maybe the writers, they have their own way, they know what they were writing and coded. Maybe even what we are reading and interpreting literally is not what they meant with these explanations. Maybe there is a deeper explanation, but it's just written like this, like the stories we give, or like just our narrations. But maybe those people who wrote those things, if maybe we had a chance to maybe go and listen, maybe they have another explanation of why they are saying this and this and that. Maybe it's not what you are seeing at face value. Maybe that's what you are reading, but there is what it means. So why 12? Why is 12 all over?
I want to get back to this topic because we're focusing on this idea of xenophobic. I mean, even if we're using, you've already broken it down to like, it starts from just tribes, just by saying my own tribe. And you're already limited in that circle, in that little mindset of my tribe. And then you go up to my nationality. So it gives you a geographical space of national politics or what. And then you go to race, then you have racism. Then it goes out to race. All that division and partitions define a certain class of people. And so the boundaries are not melting up. And then when we come back to, oh, it's my country. So you also see that nationality political space where we are. I like your 12-12 alarm that keeps alerting us. But let's just get back to the basics. Why on earth did Jesus, the character in the Bible, came up and then they put also love? Like Jesus is love. And then we see the color Jesus as projected, and it is love, and that would save humanity. Now, when we come back to Ubuntu is love. Ubuntu has a color, for instance. Why is it that we don't really follow our ideology of Ubuntu, which also means the same? What is it?
You wonder what's happening. What's wrong with us?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there something wrong, or is just everything just the way it's supposed to be? I was having a very interesting conversation another day with a doctor from Malawi, and he was telling me after he listened from the other interview we had with you. So he called me. He told me, you are speaking something close to a revelation I got. And he was telling me he got a revelation after, he was suffering and he was going through some stuff. And at some point, he got a revelation that God is everything, or everything is God, and God is just doing what he wants to do. And even whatever is happening is just happening because that's how God wants it to be. And God is not what maybe many want to think, a man sitting somewhere. God is the totality of existence. And God can manifest in any form. So when this was really interesting, because he asked me, do you think that there's a problem, or do you think everything is just the way it's supposed to be? Then at that point, you wonder, then what are we doing then? What are we doing at the end of the day? If it's we are fighting xenophobic, or we are fighting tribalism or racism, are we supposed to be fighting it, or are we supposed to just watch? And who is doing it? Who is that person who is doing it? And what is your contribution to that? Because we contribute without even knowing. Because when you identify yourself as a certain nationality, then that is already a contribution. Yes, you found yourself, you are born, wherever you are born in that country. Then you are given an identity, that country, that name, that tribe. Then these people who receive you, they teach you their language and their culture. Then you become that what they teach you to, they train you to become. They form you that. And then you are given some identities. And then maybe if they are in the religion, you don't even have, many people, they don't have the chance to choose the religion. You just born, and then all of a sudden, you are that religion which you have been born to because those people are there. So what is happening here? Did something go wrong somewhere that we should go back and correct? Or is everything just the way it's supposed to be? And then at some point, maybe it gets in order, or is it already in order? It's just a whole, this conversation with this professor or a doctor, it made me now wonder, what are we supposed to do then? If God is everything and everything is just happening according to God, then what then? It just leaves you in that situation of like, what now? Yeah.
the right for you not to choose into which family you're born, the right for you not to choose what you brought as a mission on earth, the right for you not to even choose whether you have to get up in the morning or not, or go to a particular school, belong to a particular tribe, belong to a particular cult or religion or a system or a political thing. That right, is it what people actually are advocating for? Sometimes we say, my human right. It is my human right. What is human right?
Do we even know what when we say human right? We are saying according to what we have been, maybe we have concluded. What is happening? What are we doing? What is human right? Because you are fighting for human right with a certain identity. Who gave you that identity? What are you? I think maybe we should stop and ask, who am I? What am I? And stop defending all those. I shared this poster in some group somewhere, and they happened to have the poster for this show. They happened to have some brothers and sisters from South Africa, and you find, I'm trying to look at a comment here. What some said. Then you will wonder, people are so attached, so attached to these identities. So like this one, what's xenophobia? Which country allows illegal immigrants to run wild, ramping its resources and killing its citizens? Then you're like, what is illegal immigrants? So you have already, because you are born there and you have been given that identity with those boundaries, did you even want those boundaries in the first place? Do you want them? Or you just found yourselves in those boundaries and then you start defending them? Yeah. Is it your choice to, if you were asked, would you set those boundaries? Because we are being born in already set societies. But what is your opinion? Before even you know your opinion, you're already trained, or you're already so identified and attached. You are now defending those boundaries. And was it your decision? If it was you who was asked, could you put that boundary that is there, that is saying this is South Africa? Would you put it there? Or this is Kenya, or this is Uganda? Would you put it there, or would you put it bigger, or would you not even put any boundary? Because you are born, you are just born. Then being born, you have been told you have to defend this area. Then you are wondering, why should I? Why should I defend that area? And why not the whole area? Why not everything? Why shouldn't I defend everything? Just something. What is happening here? You know? And that's why now you want to see other people like, hey, get out of here, get out of here. You're not from here. But are you from here also? You are just born here. But are you from here? Where are you from, actually? Because, for example, even for me, if I was born in Kenya, in the central region, so this is where I was born. The people who, my parents and the tribe and the whole, they migrated. They have been migrating. So I was just born somewhere where they had reached during the process of migration, or the process of, you see, because they were also born somewhere just because of, it's migration. All this is migration. If we go back, you will see maybe there was just two people, or there was just a family that expanded, and the more they expand, the more you get born, and you. So at the end of the day, are you from where you get born in, or you are from where the ancestors originated? And does it mean then everyone else is not part of you just because the time has passed and they were born in a different area? Yet if we bring back time, you will see maybe our ancestors is just one. So what is the problem here? What is our problem? You have been born there because the expansion or migration found you there. Your birth happened during that migration, to that extent, to that side. Another person also their birth found them when they are migrating to another extent. And then that does it mean you are not one people?
Does it mean you're not one people? We want to get also into this concept of solidarity. I mean, when we talk about solidarity, we look at the class distinction. Now, we're looking at xenophobia, not just in terms of race, in terms of nationality, in terms of tribe, in terms of even our origins. But now we're focusing on actually a kind of xenophobic that makes you not get the concern of one another. We have a lot of our people on the street. We have a lot of our people on, I know it because every day I receive calls and support. Oh, I am locked up in the hospital. A young lady 2 weeks ago, she has a baby. She cannot even leave the hospital after safe delivery because she has to pay a hospital bill. Another case we had, a young man, they took off his eyes, and he was also detained in the hospital because he cannot pay the bills, even when, sorry, the family has labored. We have a brother, a case that is recently circulating now. I drink water and mind my Africa business, please. It's circulating now on social media, and this young man had an accident and all his limbs were chopped off. We were supposed to have him live, but definitely we'll have him live on Sunday because of the Solidarity Alarm Project. And this young man has 3 kids, and these 3 kids now are stranded. This is just a case of one single story, because probably because of the digital media, people now could record it and they put. We have millions of these cases everywhere in our communities, and nobody is paying attention. This young man is not disabled not to work. He is not the kind of a lazy one that I could not work or to feed my family. But because of fate, when we say fate, a disaster that happened, like you say, we don't know whether it's the God that say it should happen like that. This young man now would be left crippled all his life at his tender age with children to bring up. Now we have us that are putting our focus on something else, like you say. Should I just post a selfie riding in a sport car just to make other people feel God bless me more than them, or I'm more privileged, that's why, or I'm more hardworking, or I'm more intelligent, or I'm the supernatural being that God chose me? So we begin to ask, how can that God be so discriminatory? The kind of God that we think in our minds that makes you the powerful. Oh, I'm the privileged one. Oh, I'm the doctor. I'm the scholar. You see, no, God has blessed me today. My family is doing well. My brother and sister, that is a curse. That is a temptation. That is a challenge. If you don't use these blessings that you say God has blessed me to bless one another, something is not right. Something is just not right in our Africanness as Ubuntu people, as that collective, that oneness. Because if you feel privileged and the others, you don't feel the pain of the other, is it the 12-12? Are we connected? Are we the one? If I don't feel your pain, I don't feel your challenge, and I'm just happy that I'm blessed, I have a good job, and I have my small family and my small tribe and my small neighborhood. Where is the African love? Where is the Ubuntu that we're talking about? So we want to sound this solidarity alarm, also not just for xenophobic, tribal, nationality, geographical space, but also the xenophobic in our character of privilege, of giving back, of supporting one another. And so this solidarity, we're saying, adopt a village, adopt a family, adopt a country, adopt a compound. If you are that, why is it that the ones that have don't give? And we come back to the reference in the Bible that you were saying, my prince. If you say, if the Bible even is right and say, blessed is the one that giveth than the one that receiveth. And then Africans in our own psychology of brainwash. And then we see the people that even brought these things, they do it. They really do it for one another. We take the Ukraine case that we were saying, oh, the white people are opening up their doors for the white people. Who should do it? Who should do it? It's because the white people, let's even put it that way, they know I have to take care of my own. It is my responsibility to take care of my own white brother and sister. Why is African putting the blame on? Why they're not taking it? It is not also wrong, because yes, if they pledge and bring us the white image of love, we're caring for one another. So now it happens. Why is black a problem? Why not white? So it's a kind of a, like you say, it's something that we have to think individually. Why should I do something? And what is the privilege? And what is my benefit? And why is it a collective benefit to give than to always expect to be given? Over to you. Is it complicated? Is it difficult?
Yeah, it's complicated and it's easy, you know. It's complicated and it's easy. Is it easy or simple? So, you know, English will we are not we speak English just to communicate, but people who are listening, everyone has their own understanding of what we are saying. They will interpret according to their experience and understanding of the English language. But at the same, what can I say? I say it's complicated. We find ourselves in this human situation. Can be easy and can be complicated at the same time. Because at the end of the day, if we just accept that this body has an expiry date, then you will not even defend those countries, because you don't know who is going to be born there tomorrow. You are defending an area because you are born there. Then your body has an expiry date. Maybe when you're born in another country. If you believe in or if reincarnation happens, and sometimes you may think it happens. So maybe the next time you will be the refugee coming to seek refuge in a country where in the previous life you were chasing people out. So if we just acknowledge that even this body is going to expire, why would you use all your time and energy chasing other people or hating? Why? We forget that we are here for some time in this experience, then we are going to experience or maybe so. With that acknowledgement alone, then you calm down, then you stop hating, you stop all that drama. Or maybe you don't stop, because at the end of the day, we say you are a God. So you as God, sometimes I observe this God is doing something here. When you see someone who is with a gun and we say everything is God, then you see this is God holding a gun. And this is God killing another God. Because we say, even because when we speak about God, and the Bible tells us, ye are gods. There's that verse that says, you are gods. People don't want to imagine they are gods. Because then it means you have to take a lot of responsibility, and then you stop defending those small identities. It's a scary thing to think that you are a God. Yet even the Bible that people defend tells them you are a God. Yeah, it's as you say, it's complicated. It's complicated. You know, it's really complicated. But as we speak, when we come down and say Black people, or now we are talking for Black people, we want to emancipate ourselves. Why? Because this world is so much showing us, you people, you know, you are black, you know, like, okay, so let us accept. Hello, come together. You have been called black. Come here. So let us do something. You know, we have been called black. Okay, and there's like, okay, good. So what can we do now? Let us, you know, take care of ourselves, and by so doing, we also take care of the rest. Because if we become so admirable, then everyone will want to be part of us. They even come and get fused into us. So by taking care of ourselves as the one who have been called black, then we are taking care of the whole world. Because if we get organized, if we embrace Ubuntu, if we take care of each one, and like that brother who is going through such a situation, you realize that is me going through that situation also. You stop seeing another person as another person. You see, then you do the necessary. You look at the situation. You see that is me in that situation there. So you see, what is that situation and what can I do to make it better for me? Stop seeing that person as another person. See that person as you. Then you see, oh, I'm here suffering. You don't see that another person is suffering. You see it is me who is suffering here. Okay, so what do I need? What am I able to do in this other me? You see? Then you do. Then you make it easy for you, not for him. It's for you because you see it's you who is there. And the children who are suffering, then you see those children are me also. So if they are sleeping hungry, then you are here seeing, I am sleeping hungry there. That's me sleeping hungry. So why would I let me to sleep hungry unless I want to sleep hungry? So you wonder, do I want to sleep hungry or don't I want? So if you don't want to sleep hungry, then do the necessary. If you have money, then feed that you that is there. If it's about school, if it's about clothing, just look and see, see that is me. And ask yourself, is that what I want to feel? Is that what, if yes, okay. Acknowledge that it is you who is going through that, what you want to ignore. Just acknowledge. Even now, there's this bombing and people are being displaced, even in Ukraine. When we want to think that it's white people who are, you can want to think that because you have been programmed to see white and black. But maybe you can start seeing like you are also, what is white and what is black? Remove those identities, see humanity and see the totality of everything being one. Now you will understand, oh, that's me in Ukraine with a young baby being, bombed at night or, scared. Then you will also do what you can do in your possession to help yourself. When you see people drowning in the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, and others are pushing them away, it's because they don't see that's them. If you see that's me trying to drown, you can help yourself. But we want to remain me. I am Karanja here, and I am the one. I am alone here. Then I will do just something for my small identity, my comfort. Is it true that you are just that body, one body? Is that true? Then if you go further, you want to see your family, or you want to see your tribe, or you want to see your country, or you want to see your race. Is that true? Okay, then go further then. See the earth. I mean, why you want to remain small? You see? So in such situations of alarming situations, we have to just acknowledge it's me going through that, and even if I ignore it, it's you. You can ignore, but it is you. Then you are making a fool out of yourself when you just let yourself suffer. Yet you are in a position to help yourself.
We had Dr. Elaine last week on the show, and she said about the impact of when we see these images, how it impacts us as, put it the way it is, Africans. When we see the fact that Africans suffer or dying at sea, wars, famine, hunger, all those pictures that they show about us or that they present the other part, which is also, we have those challenges. We're not refusing. But the problem is, or the situation that we wanted to look about is, like you say, the fact that we feel the pain of one another is because it's us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
It is because it is us. That's why we feel for one another. We see our people are being hung, they are being murdered, they've been incarcerated, they are being. It is difficult, really, for me to see the perpetrator in that sense. That's for real. But identify my own self in this hole that I've been put in, that is me. That's why we see, when we see other Africans suffer, we are connected to that vibration, and you have the pain. But now we are talking about the action. Even I just have the pain. If I don't have the means, it is okay. Like, let's say you can just pray. If you don't have the means to support, you just pray for one another. But what about those that have the means and they've lost the consciousness to reach out and support?
Yeah, you see, people are sometimes we underestimate prayers, and what prayers is sending some frequency with intention. You know, this is what the power we have. Prayer is, you are sending that frequency with your intention, and this is the same principle we are using when we set the solidarity alarm. Because when you set it, why have you set it? You have set it with an intention. You are sending a frequency. You are sending that vibration. It's like a prayer. And it's really good because you don't need capital and you don't need education. All you need is your willingness, the desire of your heart to be in solidarity with everyone else. As we say, the identity we find ourselves in, African or Black, well, that's, we take it and then we don't cry about it. We have been called Africans, we have been called, Black people, well and good. So what we do, embrace love amongst yourselves, support each other. Then you will attract even the rest. They will come. They just come and fuse. And then at the end of the day, we are going to solve the puzzle. So setting the solidarity alarm is a form of prayer. We can say is a metaphysical, something like this. Yeah.
Correct. So you all heard it today. We're going to keep the program today, as we say, is just 1 hour conversation on the solidarity alarm 12/12 every Sunday. It means we activate the melanin in us and awaken our consciousness to feel the pain of one another. And to be honest with you, when we talk about these privileges, like people, we have no intention, to disregard people for their hard work and their engagement and their energy that they put. But we are also solidarizing with these people. Sometimes they say you carry too much burden, it becomes a curse. I know a lot of you out there that want to reach out and help. I know it because it's 2 years I've been on this program and I see it every day. Your little support, you're reaching out for the quest for us to be one people and united. That is already the solidarity alarm. But we want to take it to another level. We want to take it to the level when we connect in this assembly, call it a ministry, call it a church, call it anything that you want to name it. And we send a common vibration with an intention to connect and to unite and to feel the pain of one another. I know a lot of people that are saying, I want to help. I have a lot. It is a burden for me. And they don't even have the way. They don't even have the place. They don't even have the purpose. They don't even know how to do it. But they have a wish to help. Whether it's financially, whether it's prayerfully, like we say, whether it's mentally, they just want to help. And these are the people that we're calling on board. If you have the tendency, the will to say, I want to reach out to someone in need, I want to pray for someone, and I don't know the channel, I don't know how to do it. Solidarity 12/12 Alarm Ubuntu Love is that channel that we're opening for us to solidarize, for us to ring our alarm and to connect with one another everywhere. So thank you so much. One love for one another. So what are you going to conclude today? What is the way forward? What are we going to do? You talked about a monument, solidarity monument, and in a particular country.
Yeah, so when we look at Black people, African situation, we speak and we say about humanity, and we can also, at the end of the day, you will also narrow down to personal level and also work on yourselves. As far as you want to work for the community, you cannot work for community if you are not, working well for yourself and in good condition. So even when we speak about Black people or Africans, it's also is a form of humanity for all humanity, but narrowing down to self, maybe even to your own personal level. But as we say, the identity starts small and goes all that way, from yourself, your family, your village, your tribe, your country, your whatever. It goes, the identity goes like this. So even if we start at that level of Black people or Africans, it's also a starting point, yeah. And when we look at the Berlin Conference that divided Africans, and when it's called the Congo Treaty, yeah. So when we can look at Congo and see, we focus. We actually, even in the Solidarity Alarm, we can use Central African time, and we have that union, collective consciousness at a certain time, like when it is 12 p.m. in Congo, then we are all focusing on Ubuntu. And when we come together in that collective consciousness, that's another level, that's a whole another level. So when we look at Congo, it's like in the center, it's everything around the Berlin Conference. So that is the center of Africans or of Black people. So if we focus there and we do something, to bring us together, I think it can be more effective. And we can look at that area and look at it like this from all the directions of Africa or from all the directions in the world. Then we are all having that union. We are having that union in that level.
This is very big what you're saying, because coincidentally, I'm just getting a text from King Aponga Joshua, who is saying, yes, we have to center around all our embryos all came from Congo, the Embo kingdoms that we know. It's not a geographical region, it's Congo. And we have, as Black people, the responsibility to think, why did they go into Congo? So that was the first origin where they cast and they broke our unity. And you are saying the same thing now, that yes, if we focus and do something, and just a vision that is given to you, and you really had strategically say Congo, and we see the Berlin Conference was not about the partition of Congo, Africa. It was first originally, go to your Google and Wikipedia and put Berlin Conference. It is written on it, the Congo Treaty. It was the Congo Treaty. And we want to make it very clear for all of us to understand it today, the Congo Treaty. Stop saying the Berlin Conference. The Berlin, they only gathered in Berlin in 1884. But the agenda that was on that was the Congo Treaty. They were going to Congo. They were going to cast the embryo of the Africans or the Blacks in Congo. And that's why we see Congo suffers today. That's why we see no matter what happened, it all originated from Congo, the Treaty of Congo. So we can set our central time and our alarms to ring at the Eastern African time. So we are going to break that nucleus.
Sorry, is it East or is it Central? I think it's, we can say Central, yeah? But
Central.
Yeah, but maybe we cannot do that every day because we have different time zones, and maybe we can select certain days and say maybe on, like, for example, the African Liberation Day on the 25th May, or maybe on the 12th of December, or I mean, we can select certain days and communicate across ourselves. We can be able to communicate across all the, and say we select these days, this and that and that. You can consult the people who can inform us on, which days we can use. We say this day and this and this. Everyone use Congo time, use Central African time for collective consciousness. But maybe the other days we can use our local times.
Correct. Correct. Not a daily day, but a particular day. I like the fact that you talked about May 25th. And we are coming up with that program, Solidarity Alarm, May 25th. May 25th is very essential, not just for any reason that the African Union, the union of our body of the continent, chose May 25th for Africa Day. But we all do know that this Africa Day has just been a political setup. They celebrate it maybe in African Union and make some speeches, big speeches and something like that. It has never gone down to the collective of the United Africans everywhere. So, but this May 25th, we want to set the Solidarity Alarm to be the beginning of collective consciousness for all the Africans worldwide and even humanity as a whole. And I would not disagree a lot with you, like you said. And the flyer would be coming up this week. Even Wednesday, King Maponga is coming up already on the Solidarity Alarm and how we want to mobilize on this Solidarity Alarm. I am because you are, Ubuntu 1212. And so we're starting with May 25th. Please set it down in your calendars. May 25th is the Solidarity Alarm for the whole Black race worldwide. Now, you talked about using a symbol. What is the symbol that we have to send out that alarm?
Symbol. We have number 12 as a symbol.
Yes, that's the code. But you said we have to sound the Solidarity Alarm, the drum.
Oh, yes. The African drum, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the African drum. Everyone, you know, African drum unites us already. It's only that we don't really appreciate it. We don't do it intentionally or consciously, but the African drum unites us.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can create a big drum where we can be going and visiting in Congo and hit the drum for unity. Maybe everyone can making trips to go to Congo and make it, you know, a goal. I want to go to Congo and hit the solidarity drum. You know, maybe the drum.
Absolute. So we are calling a Solidarity Alarm for the African drums on May 25th. 12/12 is already set. December 12 is the solidarity here, but we are beginning to put the seasons. And remember, all this is coming in place. We talked about the African seasons with our king in South Africa, and he talked about we never wear the orientated calendar type, but the seasonal type. So we're going to break May 25th. May 25th Solidarity Alarm on our drums. What are we saying? Make sure you get a drum on May 25th. And when the Solidarity Alarm rings at 12:12 p.m., you sound that drum wherever you are, wherever you are. And we are going to form the galaxies of 12:12. And these galaxies of 12:12 on May 25th. I know a lot of people reach out to me from California and said, we have a drum circle. We know about this drum circle everywhere. But we are consciously talking about Solidarity Alarm 12:12, Ubuntu Love. May 25th is the first Solidarity Alarm, but we'll be coming up every Sunday with all the speakers on Solidarity Alarm 12:12 today, and with you, the visionary of that. But today we are already saying, get your drums wherever you are. If you've never had a drum, get your drum. You're going to sound the Solidarity Alarm on May 25th, 12:12 p.m. Record it in your Solidarity 12:12 galaxies and share it. When we collect that after that, we are going to show all the continents, all the countries, and all the Solidarity galaxies where they sounded the 12:12 alarm for May 25th, Ubuntu Love. Please make sure you heard this. 12:12. I hear a brother Zani saying for 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. I want to get my own also. Hey, I want to get my solidarity alarm. Can you bring my drum? Bring the drum. Bring the drum. King Tumi Tata is here. He's and King Iya. They are all bringing. Hold up your drums wherever you are. May 25th, we're going to drum for 12 minutes. Unstoppable. May 25th. May 25th. See, this is mine. Given to me by
It looks like mine. Looks like mine too.
May 25th, we're going to draw the solidarity alarm. So make sure you get your solidarity alarm, the African drum. You would see it everywhere. Then
Beautiful.
The other thing that we said was the colors. As you can see us today dressing, it is not just a coincidence. We are dressed in black and red. Black and red, and you're going to see it on the solidarity drum. You see it on the solidarity drum. And this is the
funny.
colors.
How comes even mine is black and red or maroon?
And you're also dressed in black and red. You're also dressed in black and red. And yes, and the soldier's cap. And we have the beret. We also have our beret.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for such like yours.
Exactly. You can have the red beret. You can also have your own beret like you put. So that's the dress code. And now we have the May 25th. Some brother said panorama. Yes, that's the panorama. And we're going to drum 12 minutes long into the solidarity alarm. May 25th is that. Another day that is coming up, I see brothers are putting up, or sisters in the chat, they say Mother's Day. We have to define the Mother's Day. My prince, what are you saying about that? Is it going to be
12
a
minutes of drumming?
Of course.
I'm just thinking, yeah? Yes? I'm just thinking 12 minutes of drumming. It just sounds 12 minutes of drumming, solidarity drumming.
Solidarity drumming, and everyone has made their time is 12 p.m. and they form the galaxies of 12 all across the universe. Everywhere that you are watching us today, the solidarity alarm and the symbol is the drum. The dress code is black and red and a beret in any color of your choice, and you form the galaxies of 12. Galaxies of 12. It doesn't matter what kind of drum. You can use even the other. This one is the djembe.
Yeah,
the djembe. Yes, in Senegal, Mali, all of the other side. But you can also use the talking drums of Nigeria. You can use any drum, but we want to drum on the 12. May 25th. Any drum, and your dress code is black and red. So make sure you get your drum, you get your beret, you get your black and red. And at 12 p.m., we're going to sound it from all across the world. All across the world. Yes, wow. That is the solidarity day. Before we come up with the Mother's Day, we don't know whether all these dates that they gave to us, we should have to create our own. But something has to unite us across the world, on the continent, in the diaspora, everywhere we are. Something has to unite us. It is our drum, it is our beret, it's our red and black, and we have to set the alarm at 12:12. Over to you, my friends.
Wow, I'm now seeing you. You look like a general. I didn't see this earlier. Amazing. Wow. The way you started the fire. Now after all these things, now I'm seeing a different, it's like my eyes are now opened as I'm seeing a general. Wow.
Yes. And remember, how are we going to bring down the walls of these xenophobic attacks or mindset, particularly in South Africa? This is not an African agenda. I can swear and bet on myself. This is a political agenda. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who is coming with it. I don't know what happened, but this is not African. So how are we going to tear down this banner, or this I don't know, this stereotype of xenophobic? We have to set a date and drum also on it. I don't know how we're gonna call it. I don't know how we're going to get our South African kings and kingdoms to get involved, but I'll be reaching out to King Maponga and some others when we come back on Sunday on Solidarity Alarm to break the spell, to break the curse, to break the symbol of this unification among us. And we drum. We're also going to remember our brothers and our sisters in those regions that are being under this attack, whether it's Zimbabwe, whether it's South Africans themselves, whether it's Cameroon, whether it's Nigeria, everywhere. But we know that last or 3 years ago, we saw this temper and this negative energy in South Africa, even though we did not dwell on it, because after that, while we were getting into that program, then COVID came, and then the social distancing came. So we begin to ask ourselves, how can you say people should wash hands and be distant from some other people, and then you're calling some other person a foreigner and not a foreigner? It's not adding up. It's not adding up. So we have to break down all this curse every Sunday when we come here and we put our solidarity drums on, and we begin to drum solidarity. No more xenophobia. No more. And we put on, yes. You drum, I'm drumming. And we put on our dress code and our codes and conduct. We have to be. We are in the business of uniting all ourselves. Whether you're watching us from South Africa now, please, we are starting the breakthrough. The breakthrough has started. Anything that is against our unity, against us seeing one another as enemies, we are breaking it with the solidarity alarm 1212. 1212 is a solidarity alarm from this visionary prophet that is sitting before us to say, no more are we going to cry and assemble ourselves and look for a God that is not existing in the sky, but the God in front of you. We are all gods. We are all gods. So we're going to break down all those boundaries. Big up to all of you that are watching and commenting. We'll be rounding up now. And I just want one last statement from the king out there and the prince before we close this 1212 solidarity. Over to you, King Karan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was carried away. Sometimes I'm listening to you and you take me another. I'm just.
It is okay. The spirit is one. Remember, I'm a 1212 girl. So there's no way you can never be carried away, because that's Ubuntu. That's the love we're talking about. Yes. So what do we want to end up today and get into our next work?
So what do we say? Maybe we can say you get consultation from the network of the visionaries and the kings and queens and all those people you host. These people, they will help us. They will guide us. They can guide us what to do, how to organize, because they know a lot of things. They have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. We need them to listen maybe to this idea, and then they will help us with their input and what is the way forward. Because we are just here. It's like a letter was, a letter has been brought by the postman. I see myself as a postman. I have brought the letter. So now, how to interpret the letter, how to understand the letter. Now we need our elders and our visionaries and all those people who are into this, who understand more, how to interpret this, how to read this letter and understand what is this message. Because this is just a letter that has been delivered to Pan-African Daily TV or to Africa, and then how to decode. Now that's the work of our elders and those people. You have the network, you have the list.
Okay.
Or others who are watching and they have their input,
Okay.
That's what
I see
that's what I can say.
a brother in the comment, and I think he's even writing from Germany saying he wants to join on the solidarity alarm every Sunday and drum. That it should not be only on particular days, but on Solidarity 12/12, he's going to be drumming with his small group.
Wow.
And so each time, yes, he said he's
Wow.
going to be drumming. He just dropped the message. And so if you have a drum group and you say, yes, we can on the Solidarity 12/12 alarm every Sundays, you can be in the studio where you are. We'll connect you to drum for 12 minutes. You know, powerful drums, not just 12 minutes, the 15 or 20 minutes, and then we break those circles every Sunday. Thank you so much for this, brother Ali Bayo, whom I even really know is our partner on the Africa festivals here, and he comes from Senegal, Mali, and they're doing the drumming. See, so he's writing to say, I will be live every Sunday on Solidarity 12/12 with my drums, and everybody has to get the drums. So you see, that's how it starts to break the circle and the challenge of this unity.
Wow. You see, the African drum, sorry?
Yeah.
I was saying the African drum already unites us. Just imagine everywhere Black people are, everywhere Africans are, the drum is there. The drum is everywhere we are.
Yes. We're going to come out even with other symbolic issues that will remind us of that gong. Like I said, the drum, the gong, anything that we are going to sound to say, wake up, Africa, wake up, drink your water and mind your African business.
I was just
wake up wherever you are. Exactly. You see, wake up where you are. We're gonna make that noise everywhere, you know. So somebody is saying, good works, guys. Thanks for the knowledge. We'd love to have that drum. Good. So if you want us to even tell you where you can get your drums, how we can send it to you, in every neighborhood, in every country, we have Africans that are really, going with their merchandises or festivals and they're selling drums. Make sure you own a drum, Africa. Make sure you own a drum. If you want us to, send you a drum, we can also deliver you a drum wherever you are. Just text us on the Pan-African Daily TV WhatsApp group +49 1578 211 237 2379. We are going to mail you a drum. We're going to send it wherever you are, in the Caribbean, in Mexico, in Brazil, wherever you are. We're going to send you the drum, particularly the drums that have the dress code of the black and red. Black and red. This is it. This one is Tumi Pata's drumming. All of us, we have our drums. The black red code is not just design. I didn't design it, but it just came as the symbol of our unity. And the drums, these ones are really big and they are so loud, They're so loud. You can play it from all the angles. They have this. So all of us, you're not only going to buy these ones, you're also going to buy the smaller versions for your children. So the mother and the father, they own a drum. All the children, they own a drum. All the children, we have the smaller version. Tumi, can you bring the smaller version of the drums? That's what I give to all my children that I know for gift. All of them have a drum from me, a small size drum, the same drum, but in the small format. So every African, you have to get your drum. A woman or a man, we say a king or a prince, a youth, a girl, a boy, a daughter, or a baby boy, give them a drum. Give them a drum. Yes. Queen Kalena, you say you need a drum. I will mail you a drum. Send me your postal address. I will tell you the cost. You transfer your money, you're getting your drum. You're getting your drum. Okay. Anywhere you are on the continent, in the diaspora. On the continent, you go to every market space, you have your drums. In the diaspora, we have specific people that bring drumming for us, at the festivals. And most of them, we have them in their warehouses. We're going to connect to them. They will mail your drums. Don't buy only you alone. Buy for your family. Buy and give it as a present. Every day we celebrate birthdays and we share other things. Give a present to your family, to your friends, to your lovers, to whoever. Give them a drum. From today, give them a drum. We're going to break down that curse of xenophobia in South Africa, in everywhere on the continent. The thing that is keeping us from disuniting, we're going to cut it down just with the drum. So make sure you have your drums ready. And if you don't have your drum, you know where to mail us on panafricandailytv@gmail.com, or you reach us through our WhatsApp groups. Every day we are here. Make sure you mail us your address and we will mail your drums to you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Prince Karanja, One Love, Home and Abroad, 1212, the Prince of 1212. And we love to have you again on Sunday on Solidarity Alarm 1212. So thank you, everyone. We are very happy to see you connect. On Wednesday, we're going to have a special Solidarity Alarm show with King Maponga. And we're going to be talking about May 25th and all the seasons where we're going to use our Solidarity Alarm 1212. Thank you so very much. We see ourselves on Tuesday. We are going into our training workshop now with our young executives right now on Zoom. So we see ourselves again. Bye-bye. Bye. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.